So I first met Jeff about probably 5 years ago at one of our events at our Heart Walk, and I immediately knew that I liked him, like just from the get-go, right?
My impressions was that he was very gracious, friendly, and very down to earth, almost in a self-effacing kind of way.
Well, what you find out about Jeff is that there's a genuine sincerity in him. I come across in my long career a lot of executives, top executives, and they're all smart and they're all talented, but Jeff has a unique balance between being smart and capable and having heart. He's genuine, he's got sincerity, he cares about people, and so that's what distinguishes between good and great.
Well, Jeff, again through FICOH, has had a huge impact on the college. And I can think of a couple of cases, in fact. Most recently, it was Business Night 2021. Jeff has stepped up the sponsorship of FICOH over the years. And this year in particular, we had a number of hotels and resorts who were kind of struggling at that time and couldn't make their usual student awards. And we were able to transition some of that support to fund those awards that we'd like to give our students. And without the support of Jeff and the FICOH, we couldn't have done it this past year.
He has been a huge proponent of our Sound the Alarm campaign for making homes safer. Fire is our most common disaster or emergency that we respond to every 3 to 4 days. And so Jeff has helped roll up his sleeves personally, going into homes to install safety smoke detectors in homes. And he's also helped make FICOH the #1 volunteer partner for the American Red Cross here in Hawaii. Additionally, the support that FICOH has provided to the Red Cross has been invaluable.
Jeff's impact has probably been a lot greater than he even realizes. And most importantly, or most impactful, I should say, from Jeff is really his openness and willingness to share his personal story. His story about his health journey. And by sharing that with us and being open to sharing it with others, he's really probably not knowing or unbeknownst to him, he's really inspired so many others to make those changes in their lifestyles.
The other story is that of course, we have a $1 million endowed professorship. We hired a wonderful professor years ago, Jing Ai, who was a very successful assistant associate and full professor. Jing was set to marry another insurance professor. Unfortunately, this insurance professor was not here at the college. His insurance professor was at Temple in Philadelphia. And so we were either going to have 0 or 2 professors. And we talked to Jeff, and Jeff again came up with a second endowed professorship. And so now we have 2 incredibly good professors. So we're very grateful to Jeff for taking the lead in doing that.
A story about Jeff. Well, I would think back to a few years ago and when I was still at Chaminade and ran into Jeff at an event. I hadn't seen him for a few years, and when I saw him, I almost didn't recognize him. And so he was the same height, and he was a lot slimmer, and I was just very surprised. So I said to him, "Wow, you look great." I said, "What's your secret? How did you do this?" And he, smiled in that sort of self-effacing, quiet way of his, and he said, "I've been walking a lot."
No, I drive around town, and Jeff started being active in the Heart Association, and then he started walking. Now, Jeff is like 6'4" or something, he's tall. I used to see him all over town walking around. I mean, I'm sure there were people who thought he was crazy, and he still does it. But he does it during lunch hour. Instead of eating lunch, he goes out and walks for 2 or 3 miles. And that's fairly unique, I think, from a business executive's perspective.
Jeff, my wish for you in retirement is just to have the best time, enjoy your family in Iowa. I hope you continue to enjoy your time in Tennessee. So just all the best.
As you go into this new chapter in your life, you should be really proud of what you've accomplished. because you were here for us at a very critical time, and we truly appreciate all that you've done. I want to say thank you, and I want you to know that wherever you are in the world, you will always have a home and ohana here with the Red Cross. Aloha.
You know, Jeff, it's really always hard to lose a valued colleague. But when I look at the reasons you're departing, it fits with the kinds of values you have as a person. And I wish you well. We're going to miss you.
Jeff, on behalf of the American Heart Association in Hawaii, our team and myself, we want to wish you all the best in your future endeavors and the next chapter of your life. We will dearly miss you. Know that you will always have a family to come back to in Hawaii.